We begin right here in the United States, where officers of the Drug Enforcement Administration, or the DEA, carried out a series of raids across the country over the weekend. From high schools to nightclubs to even churches, DEA officials detained close to 1,000 illegal migrants in states like Illinois and Colorado. The raids were authorized by President Donald Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, and most of the detained migrants belong to countries like Mexico, Colombia, Venezuela, and Haiti. The Trump administration said it will begin deporting the detained immigrants to their respective countries. Now, initially, Colombia and Mexico refused to take back the migrants, but changed their stance after initial back-and-forth threats from the respective capitals. After a brief showdown, Colombia even offered to send its presidential plane to take back the detained migrants.
Colombia's government informs it has gotten over the impasse with the government of the United States. In this context, Colombian Foreign Minister Luis Gilberto Murillo and Ambassador Daniel Garcia Peña will travel in the coming days to Washington, D.C. to have high-level meetings that follow up on the agreements resulting from the joint work that led to the exchange of diplomatic notes between the two governments. Colombia's government, under the direction of President Gustavo Petro, has made ready to facilitate the return of Colombians who were going to arrive in the country this morning on deportation flights. Colombia ratifies it will keep diplomatic channels of discussion to guarantee their rights, our national interests, and the dignity of our citizens.
Tiene dispuesto el avión presidencial.
Meanwhile, Brazilian President Lula da Silva lodged a complaint after his country agreed to take back its migrants from the United States, but was shocked to see them land in Rio de Janeiro in handcuffs. However, neither President Trump nor his administration seem to be in the mood to cater to diplomatic sensitivities and have promised to deport thousands of illegal migrants as early as this week.
You can see the numbers steadily increase, the number of arrests nationwide as we open up the aperture. Right now it's concentrating public safety threats, national security threats. That's a smaller population. So we're going to do this on priority base, as President Trump's promised, but as that aperture opens, there'll be more arrests nationwide. If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table, because it's not okay to violate laws of this country. You got to remember, every time you enter this country illegally, you violated a crime under Title 8, United States Code 1325. It's a crime. So if you're in the country legally, you got a problem.
Now, in his first interview since taking office, Vice President JD Vance defended President Trump's executive orders calling for a nationwide emergency at the southern border and ending birthright citizenship.
This is a very unique country, and it was founded by some immigrants and some settlers. But just because we were founded by immigrants doesn't mean that 240 years later that we have to have the dumbest immigration policy in the world. No country says that temporary visitors, their children will be given complete access to the benefits and blessings of American citizenship.
Now, just last week, 24 democratically run states sued President Trump over his executive order ending birthright citizenship, calling it a violation of the 14th Amendment. Also, a judge blocked this order temporarily for 2 weeks, and President Trump has vowed to appeal the ruling in what is just the beginning of one of America's most crucial legal battles that could ultimately be decided by the Supreme Court.
We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we put together for you. Touted as the minimum defense from that video. India's neighbors were the first to send the special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout this week. Yes, Hindu Mandir we're on our way to Tel Aviv. Pretty measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think that
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Thagbé. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
We were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote efforts. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.